Quarterback, I have a situation. Somebody tried to kill me.
Welcome back to the channel today, everybody. Today we are going to be discussing a film called Jack Ryan's Shadow Recruit, and it stars Chris Pine as a Jack Ryan. Now, this film just follows Jack Ryan in the beginning of his career. He's a Marine, he's serving in Afghanistan, and he gets injured saving, his helicopter gets shot down, basically, and he saves his two colleagues, but he's injured himself. So that's where the film opens up, and he's having a really hard time walking. But eventually he recovers and he starts to work for the CIA as an analyst on Wall Street. And that's where this film really begins, but as things progress in his job, he starts to realize that there's some interesting patterns that are happening that he wants to report to his boss, and that's where this film starts to go towards. Throughout today's video, I'm going to discuss my thoughts of Jack Ryan's Shadow Recruit, but first we're going to go into a quick content review about my thoughts overall of the film's content, including violence, suggestive content, drug content, and the foul language. And then we're going to go into my thoughts for the film. If you'd like to skip to my thoughts, you can use the little drag down bar at the bottom, and you can skip over to my thoughts if you so choose. Now we're going to jump right into my content review.
Victor Raven is unpredictable.
You Americans like to think of yourselves as direct. Perhaps you are just rude.
Perhaps you're just touchy.
So for the violence in this film, there is a lot of gunshots and explosions. It's really an action-adventure film. So you're going to have your typical gunshots and explosions. I just really noticed that there was a lot of violence in this film. I definitely earned its PG-13 rating. One person has to drown someone to death after being shot at multiple times. We see all kinds of different violent... Like in one scene, we get... somebody that puts a light bulb in someone's mouth and basically explains that they're going to basically make the person eat the light bulb, which he describes in this gruesome way. She doesn't actually do it, but the violence is intense in this film. Definitely deserves older people's eyes only. Like, I would definitely not show this to a child just based off of that. If you move over to suggestive content, I was actually really surprised there wasn't too much in here. We got a couple of kisses between a couple, as well as we also had one woman in one scene. She comes out of the shower. She's wearing a towel. Of course, you don't see any nudity, but she's just wearing a towel walking around the house. That indicates that she's nude. But of course, we do not see that. One woman believes that Jack Ryan is having an affair because of the way that he acts, because with the CIA, he obviously can't tell her what he's doing, so she thinks he's having an affair, which he obviously is not. If we move over to drug and alcohol content, there are a few scenes in which Jack has to act drunk as his cover. He's not actually drunk, but he is seen taking drugs after offering... He fakes taking drugs after offering them to somebody else. So there is a little bit of drug content to beware of in this scene, even though most of it is just staged for the mission. If you move over to foul language, there's some language in here that I was kind of surprised. We got 2 of the S word, and we got at least 1 or 2 F-bombs. I've only heard 2, I believe, but there are definitely those in here, and they're really quick, but they're still there. We hear 1 use of the Lord's name in vain with the D word, as well as a couple other uses of other words, so it definitely earns its PG-13 rating, if not R rating, just because of the language, because I'm surprised they were able to get away with 2 F-bombs. But without any further ado, I'm going to jump into my thoughts for the film, and what I thought of the film overall in general.
You think this is game, Jack?
They will bring us to our knees without even firing a shot.
Personally, I like Chris Pine as an actor. I loved his Star Trek movies and Dungeons & Dragons, which I watched recently. You can check that video out if you haven't already. But I just really like him as an actor. I think he's got his own style, which I think is really great for Jack Ryan. I haven't watched the series, but I do really enjoy watching Jack Ryan as Chris Pine's character, being able to go around and try to deal with he wants to have a relationship, but at the same time has to do his job, because what he's working on for the CIA is very important to the entire world. So as he's working on that, he's trying to balance his work-life balance, which is really interesting to see. It's the toward the end of the film, you get the high-stakes mission that they go on, and I was on the edge of my seat. I really was excited. It was really shot well. I was really excited to see how it was going to turn out overall. I think the acting was really great in this film. Keira Knightley as Jack Ryan, girlfriend, fiance, however you'd like to describe it, just did an amazing job acting, as well as Chris Pine did. I just really think that overall the film it was a decent action-adventure film. If you were looking for something to pass the time and an action-adventure that wasn't like a Liam Neeson film or something like that, it's not bad. I mean, it gives me 24 and Mission Impossible vibes, definitely. So overall, I wouldn't mind having a sequel with Chris Pine as Jack Ryan. I really enjoyed the film. Overall, I probably got to give it a 7 out of 10, though, just because of the language and a few violent things that tick it off just a little bit. But if you guys have seen this film or are interested in seeing the film, let me know in the comments what you guys thought about it. Let me know how the series is, and maybe I'll check that out at some point. But I hope that you guys have a good rest of your day. Thank you for listening.
Find the truth. Will you believe it?